I'm gonna wait 10 seconds. Okay. So I wanted to share this tip with you guys. You guys know that sometimes I come across discarded bouquets, and yesterday I found out that someone was giving away some greenery, and they said that it came in a plastic uh, vase. This is not plastic. This is definitely glass, and I love it because this is perfect. One of these vases, just looking at this plus this, I knew it was a professionally arranged bouquet. And I know you can get these kind of cheap if you go to like a floral store. Maybe it's like 10 bucks. But I do not believe in buying vases. There are so many discarded vases over here. So I wanted to show you what I do with this. So I'm going to put this, wash that later. I can reuse it. So what I do is I deconstruct these bouquets, and I like to put each material together. See that? Now I'm going to hang these upside down, and I'm going to show you how I do that. But first, I'm gonna show you guys how I prepare this, and then these two I will show you how I arrange it. I don't know if this can dry out upright for these. Maybe, maybe not, but I'm probably gonna hang this upside down. I have had this dry in place, so I didn't need to hang it. Actually, no, 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 I take it back. I did actually have to hang it upside down. But yeah, so normally I like leaving these for about 1 month or so. And it's a lot of material. This works really well because with the apartment, I want to keep all the greenery, ideally just green and white. I don't think I'm going to be able to bunch this together because it is varying heights, but I can make separate bouquets. So this one, for example, what you are going to need if you want to do this, and I've spoken about this, is this. You need to get twine. So the link for this is in the description. This kind of twine, I cut about 48 inches, which is 4 feet of this, into one long strand. And what I do is I knot both ends. See this? Like this. So you can hang this on top of something if you want to. Let me pull this up. So if you knot one circle over here, see this? It's just knotted, right? You feed it through, and then you make this little loop. See that? So you can put it over a drawer pull if you want after you hang it up, and then just do the same thing with the other side. So for simplicity's sake, over here, I'm going to show you how I do it on the ground because I kind of, I don't want to give you guys too much shakiness. So first of all, what I do is I bundle this thing up. You can either wrap it around, so you see how I knotted this end. So both of these ends are tied. So it's a 48-inch string, both ends are tied. Same thing, just make a loop, not both sides. Take one side, make this little adjustable loop. I know there's a name for it, okay? And then you go like this, you tighten it. And then you just go like this. So I go a whole bunch of times. I like having it longer, and the reason why I like keeping it around 48 inches is I don't know if I'm going to have a shorter bouquet like this or a bigger one. And if you have a bigger one, it definitely is easier to have longer length. And then I just kind of snake it around a few times. And then what I also do is, let's just pretend I'm hooking it over here. Actually, let me do it this way. So then I will just kind of get a rubber band. And then from here, let me see if you guys can see it. This is a terrible freaking image here. If I pull the other side, you can see, whoops, oh my goodness, it got snagged. You can see that it just hangs up. So you hang it upside down for about 1 month. And from that month, it should be completely dry. So, hold on, I missed one. I thought I did the whole bundle, but I didn't. Okay, so I gotta redo this. So here, I'm gonna add one more in. I'm a solo camera, so I have to do this all by myself. Okay. When I'm not filming, I do this a lot more smoother. But the realities of this kind of stuff. Okay. Okay. So, see, you get all of them. You can just go like this. I like using the rubber band because sometimes what happens is that it loosens up. So as it will shrink as it dries out a bit, and the rubber band just kind of makes sure that the twine, it doesn't lose the grip. See, so the rubber band's right here, and then from there you just hook it up onto like a drawer pull or on a hanger and leave it hanging. Hold on, let me pull this up. Well, you just hang it upside down for the next month. I would recommend not keeping it in direct sunlight. I usually keep it against a wall or put this on a hanger, leaning on a shelf or something like that. And when it's completely crispy, then you know it's ready. So after this is completely dry, probably in a month or so, I will show you guys, and I love this so much. So as you guys saw, you can reuse this. You can take out the rubber band, you can unwind the twine, and then when you have your next bouquet, you can reuse it. So you do not have to keep buying twine. This kind of thing, because I've been using I've been using the same string for about 5 different bouquets. You know, this kind of stuff, all it does is really just hang this stuff. It's not going to be breaking anytime soon. So I just keep reusing it. This is my second 48-inch string. I have one hanging up, and I will show you how I hang it. I would hang it like this. In case you're wondering why I have child locks over here, this is where the kitty stuff is. And I don't want Clinton to get through it, so I will just loop it through. Like this. Grab that loop. Pull it through that loop. And then just dangle it downwards. So if this was longer, you can kind of see where I'm getting at. But make sure definitely it's not this short. It has to be dangling in the air. You don't want it dragging on the ground like that. This was just really an example. So, my tripod is so freaking low. Okay. So, with this thing, this is what I do when I actually start arranging. So, if you notice this greenery, this one looks messed up. Hold on. Okay, if you notice this greenery, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see that? So what I notice is that for a bunch of arrangements, they usually put in a star pattern. You know how a star has 5 points? So you can do something like this. I know this one looks wonky. And then afterwards, just rotate it. Oh wait, hold up. So what you want to do is that you want it to be leaning outwards. You see how it's pointing outwards? You want the point to be facing outwards, not inwards. So it's pointing to the right. See how it's moving to the right? So I put that over here, and then I rotate this. So what was over here is now, I guess 90 degrees is now a straight line, for lack of a better word. See? So this one's, see how it's pointing to the right? How it's falling to the right? It. Same as this one. Point it to the right. Put it in here. rotate it. And the last one. So you end up with 5 points right there. And you can adjust it as you see fit. But it looks quite nice. See that? So I will have this out, and then with the baby's breath over here, I can do the same thing. So baby's breath is a lot harder from what I went around with it. It tangles up really easily. So I usually like doing this stuff on the ground because it's easier to clean the floor that way. And this one I already put it together, but I will deconstruct it for you guys. Yeah. So I will deconstruct this for you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So this is all in a bundle. You got to be really careful because you can see how it's stuck with one another. And you can easily just rip one of the heads off or damage off one of the heads. And normally I do, but I try to be a little bit more delicate. So got one. Okay. In case you're wondering what you hear in the background, that is a dishwasher. The kitchen actually has the best lighting in the apartment. 1, 2, 2. 3. 4, 5, and then I guess 1 might have broken off. Yeah, that one looks like it broke off somewhere. See this? A little stuck. Right. That's why I don't like fiddling around with this one too much, because the heads are pretty delicate. Okay, so we have a whole bunch on the ground. I try to separate the stems out. And I'm going to do the same thing. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just going to do 5 and then try and hit it from the outside. So I like using the 2 bigger ones first. Let me show you guys this. Okay. See if you guys can see it. Okay. So when I do this, you see how it's pointing out this way? So pointing out to the right, how it falls. I don't like having it upright. See that? See how it's upright? Have it this way because the weight will drag it down. So I go like this. And then I'll rotate it. And then I'll put one that way. So this one, let's see. I like it like that. So I'll put it here. This one is, okay, we'll see how that goes. This one just is upright. Okay. So this way. Rotate it. Oh no. I think one side is too big. It's unbalanced right now. This side. That way. It's an arch. Go like this. Rotate it. And then we got this. Got the last one. So these are all different lengths. So you can see how it's a little, this was just actually filler. So then I'll just add extra ones. Whoops. See? This one is going to the right. I'll just add filler here. And then I have one more, and then I'll just add it randomly. Just add it over here. Yeah. So it ends up with like a giant tree thing. I know, it's not all the same length. Whoops. But you gotta watch out because sometimes these things are a little heavy on one side. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like having the cats around these things too much. If you have like a heavier base one, like this is a milk jug, this yeah, this is a milk jug, this will actually fare a lot better. So these baby births thing, I think they're a really good value for just having around. I think it's really pretty, and if it dries out, you know, when it dries out, it basically looks the same. It looks really delicate, and I think these things are only about $5 for a whole bunch or so. So I have this arrangement, this on one side, I have this one over here, and then I have this one that I'm going to be hanging upside down for the next month. These two, this one, I'm going to hang this up upside down after I'm done streaming. But this one, I think I can actually keep this the way it is and it'll just dry out. And yeah, I think it should be fine. I could hang it upside down as well. I'm pretty damn sure that when I tried this one in particular, it dried out fine. Just being upright. So I take that back what I said earlier. It's super pretty. Oh my goodness. I realized that I had one of these sticks sticking out. Do you see that? It's sticking out. So I gotta arrange this. Where did it go? Come on. Come here. Okay. And then I will just put this over here. And then you can fiddle faddle with it. If you want, but just be a little bit mindful about the flowers knocking each other. And this is a good tip if you guys have any bouquets. Like I said, if you guys find or if you get anything, I know this is after Valentine's Day, but sometimes when people get these kind of things, that's what I think actually happened to this bouquet. I think this was a Valentine's Day bouquet, but I'm not too sure. It looks a little too fresh to be a Valentine's Day bouquet, but I could be wrong because I know the roses were gone. Originally there was roses. I threw away the rose leaves. I had no use for them. So from one bouquet, you can actually make several bouquets. You can have one for baby's breath. You can have one for the filler flowers. I don't know the name of this. And then you can also have one for this one right here. Oh my goodness. This one right here. And if you put this in a tall vase, I'm thinking about either putting this in the glass vase that I showed you guys earlier, or finding another vase for it. If you had the roses, you could technically make four little bouquets out of one bouquet. And I know roses, I don't think roses dry that prettily. My personal experience, they look a little ratty after a while. They look kind of dead. But for greenery, I haven't noticed anything too different from them. They typically stay green and they just kind of dry out. And when they dry out, they look quite pristine. So I will most likely either put this in a white vase, a glass vase, or like a concrete color vase. A ceramic vase. I think that will look pretty nice. This one, I will probably just keep it in this one. And then this one, I will just keep it in this one. I don't really have much vases around the apartment. I did used to think I had a lot of vases, but I end up using a lot for bouquets around the apartment. And yeah, this apartment kind of looks like a wannabe florist is in here, because it's just bouquet after big flowers with dried flowers. And I'm happy that I could at least make this stream, because if you guys have a special bouquet, you might not be able to salvage the roses, but there might be something else you can salvage. And this, like I said, I know this usually comes a lot with baby's breath. This is a really good thing to just kind of keep around. And it's cheap. You know, it's cheap, and it if you can't keep your roses around and you got roses from like a special someone, just think about keeping the baby's breath and drying it out this way. See? It's so pretty. It's wide and it's big, and I love it so much. So much. So after this is probably in a month or so, after I figure out what I'm gonna do with this, I will probably show you guys the stream back again, and then show you a bunch of arrangements that I have around the house. I haven't shown everything because I'm trying to find bases, or trying to find the perfect space for them, but I do have one thing hanging right now, and I am trying to reorganize certain areas of the apartment. So my hope is that I don't mind about it looking like a freaking like floral area. I just want it to flow seamlessly, and I think that if I keep it kind of with like a solid green and white, everything will look pretty fine. Yeah, I'm just sticking with the colors, just the colors, and I'm really thankful that I did come across this. I know the person who was giving this stuff away, they probably thought like, shit, no one's gonna show interest in the greenery, but you'd be surprised. There might be a person like me who's saying like, hey, just hang it and just dry it out, and it can last you for quite some time. I know some people would think about like maybe spraying it with hairspray to preserve it. I haven't done it with any of my floral. I haven't noticed any bugs going at it or anything like that, but if I did, I would definitely let you guys know. And again, probably in a month I'll do a stream, show you guys what this is. If you guys want to get the most bang for your buck in terms of looks, I would recommend, I think Baby's Breath is really pretty arranged. Yeah, I think it's, and because it doesn't wilt, if you dry it out, it doesn't wilt like other flowers do. Roses, like I said, look terrible. It really just it looks fine. Yeah, I think it'd be kind of nice if someone like had like a bunch of baby's breath all around the house, and the whole meaning behind it is like every year, like every Valentine's Day, you get like some roses and some baby's breath, and then you preserve the baby's breath, and then maybe after, I don't know, if you have like a hallway or something, you have like a long row of baby's breath or something. Yeah, sounds kind of cheesy, but it's just me kind of brainstorming or thinking about ways to reuse greenery or try to preserve it and make it last. Most likely you will never see me buy anything from a florist. I shared with you guys that if you want to buy a really nice floral bouquet, my suggestion is go to Trader Joe's, go to Whole Foods. Whole Foods bouquets, they have some really premium flowers for about 20 bucks. Trader Joe's too, but I like Whole Foods more than Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is great if you want to make your own arrangement, and you can assemble it yourself with the raw material. So they maybe have baby's breath, and then they'll have this thing over here, and then they'll have this as well. And but if you just want to buy a pre-made one, I've seen all the Trader Joe's ones. Whole Foods one kind of just is more showstopper. So yeah, I'll check back with you guys in a month for this, and I hope that you guys think about extending or preserving your bouquets that you do get. The person that gave this to me, I actually, I actually told her to think about doing this kind of stuff in the future. She said she was going to preserve the roses. I was thinking maybe she would ask for the greenery back, because if you preserve the roses, maybe you would want to keep the greenery too, right? But she didn't. So yeah, I just told her hang it upside down, with twine for a month, away from sunlight. Hang it from a hanger or cabinet pole. Make sure this thing does not hit the ground. So you want it to be like this, see? And then you don't have to do anything. Once you hang it upside down, just let it hang for a month and feel the leaves. When it's nice and kind of crispy and dry, it's ready. And then you can just take off the twine, hang it right side up like this in an arrangement, or I mean in a vase, and it will look great for a very, very long time. Our arrangements that we've had, I think the oldest one that we have around is 3 months, and I haven't noticed anything with that one. If you do decide to do a whole bouquet at one time, let's say you get a really special bouquet and you decide to just twine it up like I did, like I showed you guys earlier, make sure that you're aware that you will lose volume. I've seen some really full bouquets, and then once you dry it, it just kind of looks a little empty in the vase. So you might want to add more extra greenery or more baby's breath if there was baby's breath, or more extra roses, and make sure it pops. So whatever greenery that I have around the house that I'm drawing, and these are all things that were rescued or rehomed, and I try to find the beauty in these kind of things. And yeah, I like working with the raw material too. It's, working with fresh flowers is something that I don't really get to do. Because like I don't really see the point of me buying flowers and then just kind of playing around with it and then drying it, and then I'll come across more flowers too, right? So why would I buy flowers just to like play around with them? I rather have fake flowers. And yeah, but I don't buy my flick flowers either. I don't buy flick flowers either. Yeah, I just rescue all my little flowers, and we will see. We will see what happens with all these arrangements. To be honest with you, I'm kind of thinking like it's a little crazy how much flowers and how much greenery we have here, and with 3 new ones just from today, right? Because I deconstructed one into three, one, two, and then this big one right here. Yeah, what do I do when I end up with 4 or 5? I will most likely just do the same thing, dry it, and see what I can do with it. If not, I'll just give it away. I like having extra materials on me. It allows me to be more creative. So I will never turn down any white or greenery if I come across it. I'll always try to dry them and put them in a vase, and if it doesn't work out, rehome it. If it does work out, great. Yeah. So let's see here. This is the stuff, I don't know what it's called, but it's the stuff that you see with roses. When you see like the dozen roses, like Valentine's Day stuff, you'll see this stuff, and then you'll also see the baby's breath together. So it's like some kind of filler material. Kind of looks like a fern though, doesn't it? Yeah, so some people, when they make their arrangement, I heard they use a 7, I think it's 7-5-3 arrangement. So they'll put 7 on the outside, then they'll put 5, and then they'll put 3, and then they'll stick the baby's breath and the roses inside. Yeah, everything's fine. So yeah, if you, yeah, I know most of you guys are who watch are males. If you have a female in your life, or if you yourself likes flowers, or someone who has like a special bouquet, just try and hang it upside down for a month. Some of them might not turn out well. I have had flowers where I dried them and they look like crap, especially the colorful ones. Like yeah, there's some flowers that don't look good dried, but the smaller flower ones, I forgot the name of them, but the smaller the flower, like this one, they dry and they look pretty much the same. There are some bright blue colored ones or bright purple ones that I dried in a previous bouquet. I think it was the first one that I ever put together, if you guys remember my stream. That looked like the color didn't fade, and I was so shocked. I wouldn't mind going with the colorful bouquet, but again, I'm trying to keep consistency with this apartment, so that's why I'm just doing the white, green, and green, and a little boring, but I feel as long as I keep it consistent, even if I have like 20 arrangements around this apartment, it's not gonna look so hectic because the colors won't be all over the place. So yeah, as long as I just keep a cohesive color, it might look a little crazy, but it's not gonna look nearly as crazy if I had like some blue, some bright pink, some purple, some orange, some yellow, solid green, solid white. The more colors that you have, I think it looks a little bit more chaotic. And because I really anticipate getting in on more arrangements or putting together new things in the future, yeah, I gotta stick with the color scheme. So I will talk to you guys later. And if you guys decide to do this, you know, let me know how it turns out. Yeah, I love that so much. This thing, gonna see how this turns out. I'm tempted to just leave it like this and see if it dries okay. This one, I did it in the past. It dried fine, just standing upright like this for this one specifically. But for this, I'm afraid it might not dry as nicely. So I should actually hang this upside down and yeah, do the safe upside down bet for it and come back in a month and see how that works out. Yeah. See ya.